honestly, this felt absolutely unfair. Like, I feel bad for my opponent right now. We battered their whole hand, dealt so much damage, and we still have the full board and card advantage. Here you go. Give me the good stuff. It's not for you. 7 drop in standard. What are you thinking, bro? And here's the last one. That's why we kept it for later. See, it's so much better right now. This will be an instant scoop, man. And this is why Loran of the third path is in this deck. They thought they have counter? Well, we actually used this card to win the game. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today deck that ranked as the top 6th place with over, I think, 250 players or something like this with Super Qualifier, and this deck is wild. Of course, you are using the bounce synergies with Pixie, Kirin, and also things like Roadwatcher that can get another creature from your graveyard, and if that creature bounces something, you can even bounce the Roadwatcher. So this is basically like infinite value glitch, alright? If you have time, this deck goes absolutely crazy, and not only you can absolutely batter your opponent hands with Hopeless Nightmare, and bounce effects, but also you have Severance Priest, which is only available for Abzan decks, and this creature is absolutely insane. You will see how completely it shuts down a lot of decks, because usually at this point when you have 3 mana and you played all of this stuff, your opponent has like 1 good card that either sweeps or answers it. If you hit this card, they just scoop, they have nothing, man, and you have a whole board of creatures angry at them. And of course with all the Rhinos and Hopeless Nightmares, the drain is absolutely brutal. The sideboard is cool, but yeah, this deck is something else. And we'll test it in best of 1 today, so I will give you the results in the outro and we'll talk more about the deck also for best of 1. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you want more decks like this, subscribe, like the video, and we'll make more, because this is actually a very cool archetype. Alright, that's it. Let's hit Mythic Ladder. Alright, we're playing against Stormchaser's Talent. Man, like turn 1 is so important right now. I could go with Kirin, but we probably want to get some extra value from it. But we'll see, we'll see. If we get very good trade like Slickshot, I might play this, just to basically use it as a removal. But of course we want to go Rhinos and stuff like this. Oh man, this will hurt like a truck. I want to take more damage. They probably will attack, like there's no way that they will miss the whole attack because of this. So do I want to go Kirin? Do we have enough value without it? I usually don't play like this, so let's try it. I think trying to bounce, the Rhinos can be a little bit, too slow all around. We are still 1 card behind, but that's what aggro does right now. To be absolutely honest, I think we have to go for this. This card is so insane that it's worth spending the whole turn and 1 extra mana just to answer it. But as you can see, we are slowly out of value. I wonder if they are mana screwed, this was really good draw for them. If they have lands in the hand, this was really bad draw. So very hard to tell. This version seems to be a little bit heavier on the card though than I expected. Loran. Alright, Loran is absolutely insane in this matchup. This card absolutely shines here. We could get them before they get to 4 mana, but I don't think having this play is good for them. I think we'll get better target like another Cory. Let's start with this. To be honest, I could go for the Roadwatcher. I will wait with it. I want to force them to react to Rhinos. Like, they are really chunky, like 3-4 with Trample just goes around a lot of small tokens. And if they go like this, they're actually losing a ton of tempo, and with double Rhino, we can pressure them super hard. Yeah, and then we can play this into Kirin and bounce the Rhino and keep going, basically, Oh, this is a really good draw. This is a really good draw. I think I will attack. I think they will tank the damage. No reason to, react here. They already want to go for Kirin, or we just, go for the Rhino train. The Rhinos are so good. Yeah, I think we just try. Man, this card is so good at racing your opponent. Like, look at this. 11 to 24. It's so hard to race us. Especially red decks have such troubles against 4 toughness creatures. Let's go. The Slickshot madness. I will go for it. Monstrous Rage doesn't save it, right? So we trade. If we trade, that means Roadwatcher gets a good trade. That's fine. They would still do the same thing, so I think this is actually the best. We tank the most damage. And now we have the Rhino, so we can play it. Now, on this turn, I could go Loran into Kirin. That's also interesting, but I think this is just better. Like, we push so much damage here. They might kill us on the next turn, just to be clear. Alright, guys, this is super important. I could go for the Priest. I will go with the Priest. Because we can try to mess their absolute crazy opening. So they will definitely stock up. Those cards are tons of damage. I think we have to go for Monstrous Rage. This way they can stack a lot. But hopefully they... In the best case they redraw the Monstrous Rage. I still think it's worth it. We do some damage. We still might not kill them on the next turn. So that's important. But I can play Kirin and get extra 2 damage. Maybe that will be enough. This stock up will probably decide the game, to be absolutely honest. They can pump them to... like 12 damage is already in the board. And this is 16, I believe. And I think we barely do not die. But I'm still not sure. They need to leave 1 blocker if they want to survive. So if they either kill us right now, or they need to pass 1 slingshot and, you know, waste 5 damage. Unless they have a Swift Spear. Okay, this is perfect for them. Now they can attack us. I thought there's more damage. Okay, I guess I miscounted. So how do we do it? Oh, I guess we just kill. That seems like a good idea. Have you considered killing your opponent to get a win? That's always a good idea. And this is the reason why this Rhino is pretty darn good. If not the Rhino, we would actually lose this, probably, because they can like finish the job on the next turn. However, with Rhino, here you go, that's what you get. Alright guys, our opponent is going first. We are absolutely stacked with removal. Please no Omniscience. Easy, we won. I call it right now. I think we won because we have removal. I kid you not, man. We'll literally remove every single creature they have. With nowhere to run, we can target everything, and at some point we'll start doing our creatures after everything is solved, and we'll kill them. I call it already that the game is over, but let's see. I think I will just wait with this. We are not in a rush to waste cards. You can say that let's play Momentum Breaker, because then they still need to get rid of the card. What if they are flooded? If they are flooded, this actually doesn't hurt them. And we waste our great removal. We need to wait, because this is the effect we cannot really prevent. I tell you, I think we won anyway. So let's see. We kill the creature, of course. 3 damage. Yeah, I think this is a good target. They will have some creatures that do not have haste, and we can already bounce it with Pixie, so I think this is a really good deal already. Oh yes, we are getting to the good stuff. We have the mana, right? We need double black, and we have it. But we need to tap smart. Let's go, Pixie. Show the 2/4/1. Man, normally you needed to play like 4 drops to get 2/4/1, but now 1 drops are absolutely enough. Like, we are getting faster and faster, man. But this should be pretty nice. Alright, very good deal for them. Classic 2 mana, 2/4/1. Let's get rid of the mouse, and then we'll see. I probably will cast Momentum Breaker for the other one. They got a little bit ahead, so they are closer and closer to trying to beat us on the value. This is a very nice draw, in all honesty. We can surveil with the... yeah, I think we just surveil and try to make our next draw better. And even though they can attack, we will try to be aggressive. Because we have so much removal, I don't expect to take a lot of damage. And Momentum Breakers go around all the protection effects. So this should be good enough, and with Bubbles we will get good draws on the next turns. Like, single Rhino is already amazing. If we hit Priest, Priest will be devastating, because not only we get rid of their best cards, but also we get a good 3/3 with Death Touch. This is good. Alright. With this they can try to draw cards. Sure. Here you go. Okay, this is good. If they don't pump, they think they can protect it. Alright. 2 creatures. I hoped for 1, but it's okay. Don't you worry. We are there. And I mean, oh my god. Oh, those are such good cards. I think I can play on this mana. Let's go with Shelly. However, we want double momentum breaker on this time. Yeah, we will go with Shelly later. Even if they kill Sheoldred, we will just, you know, go for the Overlord. Here you go. That's what you deserve. Removal every turn. And when that's not enough, we'll cast double removal on every turn until there's nothing. There's no mice. There's no despair. Man, invoke despair. Absolutely unplayable. Alright, let's hit them. I still want to raise them. We have Shelly, we have Rhino, so we actually are really good at raising our opponents. Momentum breakers can also give us some, you know, life gain later. I never use this mode really, but it actually can do a huge difference in this game. If they use cards to get rid of the Pixie, that's great. We went 2 for 1. We drop Shelly. And by the way, if they kill Pixie, we can play Roadwatcher, get Pixie back, which gets Momentum Breaker or nowhere to run back. Like, this is insane. I considered this card for a Dragon deck, but it's Sorcery, and that was kinda the deal breaker for me. Here you go. I heard you like removing creatures, so here you go. That's one of them. But this one is probably better than yours. I think they kinda have to go for either some double strike shenanigans, or maybe they can just start casting spells from the graveyard at no cost. I believe they can hit 1-drop and play it right now. So let's see if they can do it. What? 7 or more? Yep. Did they exile something they can play? I don't know. And we absolutely go for this because our next card is Overlord. So even if they kill it, I'm absolutely fine with this. They go 2 for 1. We basically remove this. That's a good deal for us. And they deal absolutely 0 damage basically. I could go Pixie, but do we even need to? I really want to go with the Rhino. I think this is amazing because it drains them super hard, and there's probably no one creature without a pump spell that can go through this. This is really strong card, by the way. We probably will see it more. And here you go. That's how you get them. Please, red deck, this one time. It's not red deck, but you know what? I'll take it. As long as the creature will die, I'll take it. Let's go Ores of Mana right now. Fastlands are insanely good in this deck. So this actually will hurt them, because this is a really good target for the bubble, and when they get, you know, to their heavy stuff, we just discard 2 cards in a row. I will try to probably wait until they have 2 cards. If they have ramp and it's mono green, they should have some strong creatures, so probably the breaker will be pretty good. I know you might think that I should cast Hopeless, I will take it, cast Hopeless Nightmare, but I actually think we shouldn't. We will cast it later when they have 2 cards. They might even play Ballot or something like this, and you don't want to discard it. It's pretty rare, but in this kind of deck it could be possible. And we just want to keep trading 1 for 1. They need to spam all the lands on the board, and then we keep killing creatures and try to push with the damage with Rhino. What are you? Okay, ramp. Okay. I still want to hit the last 2 cards. Let's go for the fast land. We can go for 3 last cards on the next turn. So this should be our strategy. I hope they will use 1 card to ramp, play a land, and they will be left with all the cool stuff that they want to ramp into. We discard everything. And hopefully hit this. Oh, drawing 2 cards or removing a creature? Okay, this is better. This is better. If they drew cards, that would be really good for them. Rhino already did some job, you know? If they have this non-artifact, so this has to be some weird artifact. I think this might be the city scraper or something. We could get them to full top deck mode. They will only have the extra land and that's it. This is pretty decent play. I will go for it. They can cast it from the graveyard. Like the leveler can attack once from the graveyard, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see, if they have it, they might even discard it now. They have 7 mana for the next turn. I think it costs 8 if I remember right. So I kinda want to get rid of all of the cards. Whenever you get your opponent to full top deck mode, the quality of his plays like deteriorates like rapidly. Like then they start whiffing like crazy. See, they have the good stuff. Here you go. Give me the good stuff. It's not for you. 7-drop in standard. What are you thinking, bro? And here's the last one. That's why we kept it for later. See, it's so much better right now. Earlier they would just get rid of this, and they would cast it from the graveyard, and they would play Ugin then. Now this is a random card. Of course, if they hit nicely, this is pretty decent, honestly. This is the card, though. Yeah, they actually curved this perfectly, man, and they also can get 2 cards on the next turn. But we can prevent it, which is really nice. I think we will go with Loran. I think we go with Loran, because that prevents the draw. So this was good top deck by them, and we need to get rid of it, and hope the next one won't be as good. Because we are still, like, we need to push a ton of damage before they die. Please, just whiff, bro. Land, ramp, thank you. I would normally go for a Daikon, but I don't want to be mean. So, is this Rhino, or we go for the long game for... Yeah, we are absolutely going for the Rhino. Mono green cannot defend against this. Not only we drain them, but we also push a ton of damage. If they keep a card, we Hopeless Nightmare. Yeah, we should be good unless they draw like Ugin or something. Ugin can still save them. Like, they remove Rhino, they draw card, they go to 13, so they still are in this game, but they need to draw perfectly, and they already wasted double Ugin. They probably play 4. We can Surveil, but that stops our damage, so that's not great. We can deal at least 2 extra damage indirectly, we can probably bounce it, so I would guess if we get them to 6, that should be good enough. And you can see how hard it is to play mono green. I tried mono green like months ago, and I got so destroyed. I even didn't have hope for this deck. And not sure how it is right now. With Ugin definitely a little bit better, but as you can see, it still has a lot. Are you serious? He actually top decked the one of 2 remaining Ugins in the whole deck. Are you, man? If you draw like this, this is so weird, man. Like, you should never get this draw. Like, I'll be honest, drawing this is like impossible. It's what? 2 cards in 46. 1 in 23 draws. I think it's below, it's like 4% or something. Well, it's here. Here, Shuffler doesn't care about your 2%. We cannot even kill this. So I think we'll go with Hopeless Nightmare. The problem is that now they can actually start drawing cards and life gaining. I cannot kill this because this doesn't hit, Planeswalkers. I can go for the Overlord, but before this flips, the game will be over. There's no point. Oh man. I will definitely try to hit the last card, but this will be very, very insanely hard. I cannot really kill Ugin, I think. Like, I just don't have enough damage. I could give us both 1 extra card, and then I can still Hopeless Nightmare and play it. It's not the worst play, it's also not the best one. There's no point in attacking Ugin because you will never kill it. Well, I guess we can try to prevent ultimate later. This is my... I think we'll lose. I think this top deck actually won them the game. This is more mana efficient, so we go for Kirin. We go for Hopeless Nightmare and we get the last card, and also, like, we literally need to push more damage than Ugin heals. I think this is our only choice, and I think we can try to do it unless they draw something insane again. But now they are getting 2 cards and insane life gain, so I think we shouldn't win this anymore. And by the way, I think we had like 95% to win this game, but on 5% they won with Ugin. Like, even the lever, I'm not even sure if they played. So this is one of those games, you know, when you should win but you won't. Honestly, I don't know what to do here. I think we are just done. I think we are literally done. I can surveil, but it's so slow. Like, they can already ultimate, so now I cannot even push damage. Like, I'm pretty sure we lost this because of this one single draw. I'm not super fan of this kind of games where you do everything right, you are ahead in every way, and then one good card wins the game anyway. That kind of feels like whatever you did, it didn't matter really. But it's fine, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. I don't know what to say, I'll be honest. I think I will play like one more turn, but after this there's no point in continuing. Like we cannot even hit their face because this threatens ultimates and they have a lot of colorless. So this deck generally will lose to us, like most of the times, but not if they have this. Yeah, I will still try. But I have no idea how we could even try. By the way, this is absolutely abysmal draw. Triple land from the top. If I had any doubts, they stopped here. I guess I have the Rhino, so maybe if I get the Roadwatcher, I can push 7 damage a turn. If they whiff and draw 2 lands, maybe. So I will still try to play this. This mana doesn't really matter, right? And we have a flyer. Unfortunately, we need to devote all the damage to Ugin now, even though it doesn't accomplish anything. And we need to go for the Overlord. Overlord hits pretty hard, so maybe that will do something. That Pulse was literally our only answer in the deck, I think. So, oh man, that's rough. We'll see. Moment I see we cannot win this, I will just scoop, but I can see some ways. All of those ways require him to keep drawing like 5 lands from the top, but it might happen. Not to this guy probably, but it might happen. Okay, that's it. I will give him good game. Right, our opponent is playing first. Man, this hand is actually like a ton of value. Don't know how, but it is. So how do we want to open? Probably Hopeless Nightmare, like the classic. And I will go for Orzhov mana, because we only need green for this. And we need Orzhov for the rest of the cards. So sometimes you don't really need to think too much, you can just go for the card. So this is like Shiko, Jeskai probably. I would expect they have blue as well. Let's go for this one, because I like black mana a little bit more than white. How do we play this? Pixie into Hopeless Nightmare, the classic. I think this is really good value, man. Like, we are butchering their hand, we have a good creature that can start the damage, and on the next turn we can go either Kirin into another Hopeless Nightmare, or just go for the Priest. And you can see that we're already starting to hit good cards. Really? Oh my god. This will be an instant scoop, man. And this is why Loran of the third path is in this deck. They thought they have counter? Well, we actually used this card to win the game. Man, this is insane. The amount of value we just got from this Loran. We got like 4 cards or something. Yep, here's the Jeskai, and as you can see, before they will play anything, they are completely butchered, man. Like, it's not even close. Do I have Hopeless Nightmare? Or Severance Priest? They play Sunfalls. I will attack first and see if they react. This is quite a lot of damage, so they don't have instants, and blue mana is tapped, which means the counter spell cannot happen. I will play this right now, because I want to get rid of their answer, and force them to top deck. Do I even care about this? They can play Lockdown. I care about it. Here you go! Show me how mythic you are, my friend. Can you draw the right card? They have land. If they draw Sunfall, I think they might win. If they don't, I think they don't have too much chance. Especially with Hopeless Nightmare, right? So we swing, and they have nothing. They're absolutely dead. Man, I've been on the other side of this so many times. We go for Hopeless Nightmare, and if we don't see priority, they're dead. And this is... man, this... honestly, this felt absolutely unfair. Like, I feel bad for my opponent right now. We butchered their whole hand, dealt so much damage, and we still have the full board and card advantage. Alright guys, guess the deck I'm playing. You would never say Abzan if not those lands. Is this really playable? I mean, with Kirin or something from the top, we can actually completely butcher their hand. I'm a little bit scared because we actually have nothing of substance, you know? We can only discard card. This is a good draw. First, let's go with fast lands. This is definitely what we want at the start, and we probably want to double Hopeless Nightmare on the next turn. I might try to... Bro, I literally helped them set up the combo. Oh, this is not going great. We'll never get them to 0 cards, and the truth is that all they need is 1 card. However, there might be a chance. Do I want the... okay, I cannot get white on this turn. I need a swamp into Verge to have white mana. Which means that this turn is basically forced Hopeless Nightmare into, you guessed it, Hopeless Nightmare. into Priest, discarding Awakening, into Pixie, getting back Priest, discarding the Awakening. Like, this is what we will go through. This is not a mid-range aggro, this is a discard deck with bounce synergies. It's crazy that little card like this enables like the whole discard archetype. Bro, look at this, like all of those cards were discarded. Unfortunately for us, our opponent is literally getting extra cards every turn. That's not what we want. We have to go swamp, this is the only way we get white mana, and they can already reanimate on the next turn. And you know, this is the only viable play. If you don't play this, you lost. Here you go, and that's why. Unfortunately, the next spell might get countered, which is not exactly what we want. Awakening makes it a 4-4. This is probably one of the best draws. Like, this is really good, guys. Can I get all of their cards? I think I can get everything except one. So I can Pixie into Nightmare. And then we go Kirin. Okay, this is good, this is good. There's no way they got Disperser from the top. There's no way. There's no way. I think they literally discarded one. Yep. Right, 11. We need to push a ton of damage. And Hopeless Nightmares, guess what? They're surprisingly good at it. Man, if not this, just to be clear, if not Priest, we were dead. Game was over. But with this card, we actually can choose the card we discard, and that gets rid of one of the 4 that wins the game for them. And of course, we go for another Hopeless Nightmare. You could call it also playing standard. Alright, so that was it. I hope we will get something better. Alright, the good part is that we actually don't deal 5 damage, we deal more. And if, man, we lack one card, because with this they can Awakening into, you know, something that draws cards that can find infinite combo. So they need to hit literally this card right now. Oh, I'm good game, I'm the best gamer there is. And I mean, they literally top deck those 3 cards that make for the combo. And there's probably nothing we can do about it, because they have a counter spell on this turn. I think there's nothing you can do, because they actually drew the perfect card. They needed all of those 3 to go for the combo, and the chance of drawing all of them is insanely low. Bro, I know we are proud of drawing 3 cards in a row, but, you know, just chill a little bit. Because I'm salty, because I should never lose this game, alright? But I still will. And there's literally nothing you can do. You can kill this, but this is the last piece that they needed. If they didn't have this, I would kill Omniscience in response to this, and they would actually whiff completely, and we would kill them on the next turn. They drew exactly 3 cards that are enough to win the game. Well, I mean, if you draw like this, you deserve to be, you know, in Mythic. Alright, oh man, I'm so ready for this. Bro, we will get so much value from this that it actually feels dirty, and we'll absolutely enjoy it. Our opponent suggests the archetype, but I still cannot figure it out. And indeed, it is Mono Red, with random color tossed into. So, we probably go Pixie. Okay, this is important. We have to go with double Fastland. We need to go Pixie on this turn. Even though it's not hitting super hard right now, we need to be absolutely efficient with mana, because we don't have much time. We're in the mid game with 2 lands, you know? Like, when we hit the 3rd land, it's endgame. Like, it's supreme late game, basically. Jokes aside, of course, we need to endure it. The less cards they have, the less power they have. I believe this was the discard. That's really, really bad. That means they have absolutely stacked hand, and they have actually 4 amazing cards. Because this card is great. If they discard it, that means all of their cards are great. So this will be really rough. If we don't hit removal, we might be in some trouble. Do we really go with Loran right now? As you can see, our life total is lower, because the problem is that we don't have removal right now. This can hit Shelter by Ghost. So if they have Sheltered, what will they remove? Maybe Loran? Because if they remove Loran, then it's exiled and we cannot get it back with the Roadwatcher. If we can block with this, then it dies, then we play the Roadwatcher and get rid of Sheltered, and then we get the Pixie, and that's a win. Alright, I still will attack. A little bit risky, but it's not like we'll block a red creature, you know? And let's try to be efficient. Of course, we are overdrawing lands and we are underdrawing removal, which in this matchup is like the only card that matters. But we'll still try to get it a little bit weaker. Maybe we can, you know, champy with Loran and then get the value. Wait, oh, yeah, okay. I'm playing around Shelter. I forgot what I'm doing, you know? It happens, surprisingly often. Yep, and this is why Loran is pretty darn good here. We actually want her to die. But I absolutely do not want to draw more and more and more lands in this situation. Man, 60% land draws. Definitely absolutely above what we expected. And our opponent literally scoops to first 1-drop that does something. This is the true spirit of Mono Red. Only take free wins, never try. Alright, our opponent is going first. I'm kinda happy with this hand. We have all the mana colors, we have decent removal. Loran should absolutely go nicely 2 for 1. And here we go. Do you know this deck? I think it's probably some new build from Tarkir. Let's see, it seems they are using red cheap cards with haste. Not sure. It might be a good deck, I'm not sure. We need to sit more in the met. Imagine having a choice during your turn. Alright, so we killed the only creature we can kill. I would love to hit Loran on something, but I'm not sure if we can. I really hoped for some juicy 2-for-1s. At least they don't get the double strike. So this is already a lot of damage, but with Rhinos, you can actually tank a little bit more than normally. It's interesting, it seems they had something else. So so you play the Orzhov Fastland, because then you have Painland on the other colors. If you play this, you don't have Orzhov Painland. So just a small thing, you know, but it stacks. It actually stacks, so I would love to kill this. If they do nothing, this is pretty good for them. I think they have Monstrous Rage. I think they're waiting for double strike to use it. So if I play this, I lose the Rhino. Yeah, I think we go like this. It's never great to take extra damage, especially when you are getting flooded with 6 lands on 10 cards in an aggro deck. But I still think it's the better choice. They can use Village, so if they're not doing it, there's a chance they have stuff. I cannot remove this one because I need to target the mouse. Interesting. I didn't think that they will go for it. We can trade Rhino against this, I think. Huh. I really think they have something, like they didn't even use the Village. So if they Monstrous Rage this after we are tapped, and we take what? 5 damage, so 3 more. So it's actually better to not react here. Assuming they have the card that they have, you know? But with Rhino we'll go back to 11. And they can pump it to 3-4, which means we can block with Rhino, at least for 1 turn. If they have Monstrous Rage, it will have 3 toughness, so we can still kill it. As you can see, it's a little bit rough. We need to go with the Rhino to try to stop the bleeding for a bit. And we need to draw better cards. If we continue drawing like this, we'll lose. They can get a free card from the Village, but they're deciding to not use it. This will be a rough one. As we know, because red cards are red, we cannot use the main game mechanic of blocking, and I will show you why you cannot use them. We target this one, so at least they don't get the value. And let's see it. This is why you cannot block red creatures in Standard. We're waiting. Like, we know what you have, but I'm not sure if our opponent knows what they have. Yep. They finally realized what they have. And this is why you cannot block red creatures completely. So I blocked with a 3 mana, 3-4, and I lost to a 1-drop. So that's great, and we drew another land from the top, which means that you are not a good player and you should lose. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed those games, and bro, like some of those games, got me going, you know? We'll talk about it because I will show you the results, and I disagree with results, and I will tell you why, you probably know why, and we still beat the ladder even with that. So that's some good news. In best of 1, it seems that the deck is still performing. I'm not super surprised because Pixie, Kirin, are insane cards. With all the removal you have in this deck, you can do so much, like removing stuff just with using this as basically second removal, and the versatility of this deck is absolutely off the charts, because each one of those basically can be selected. Do you want a removal? Momentum Breaker. Do you want a discard? Hopeless Nightmare. If you want, targeted discard, Priest. If you want to drain, Rhino. Like, whatever you get, and especially Roadwatcher is insane power bomb. Those cards were absolute like nightmare to fight. I remember there was a 4-drop, I think in Alchemy, that got you some extra creature. This card was insane. It was such a pain to answer. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this more. This card is insane, especially paired with things like Severance Priest. Severance Priest is extremely strong card, not only because it discards, but the way it discards is very unique, and usually this type of effect is like super premium, and I'm not surprised. It's 3-colored creature, so obviously the effect you will get is pretty good, because when this creature dies, the guy doesn't get the card back. That's the biggest deal of this. This is not a bat. This removes card permanently. They will get the token, which is probably not a big deal, especially that you have all of this removal. So if you play against the deck that isn't like an aggro deck, you can actually get free value with this. So Priest is absolutely amazing, and with Death Touch, you don't super care that it dies because it always trades against something, and the Spirit is not as threatening as the card that you got rid of. However, I have some changes in my mind, because I felt that the deck is a little bit sluggish for best of one, and I will tell you what I personally think could be changed. However, first, huge thank you to our amazing, glorious patrons that are the lifeblood of this channel. Really thank you guys for your support and for absolutely being cool, to just support us in making those cool videos so we can all keep enjoying Magic every single day. So that's super appreciated. And for the results, we went 4 and 3. And 2 of the losses were those freaking top decks where guy should never win. Absolutely. One was 4%. And yes, I did calculate it on the calculator, right? So yeah, those 2 games should absolutely never happen. I think it should be a 5-1. But if your opponent wins the game on 4%, that means you still lose, and that still counts as a loss. But on average, I don't think this should happen. However, this showcases that the deck is dicey. It's super strong and it has insane synergies. So I really like this build. I've played Abzan before, and I think this build is way better, way smoother. It feels really crisp, especially for a 3-color deck, but those fast lands are, man, doing work. It never feels like you are having three colors, basically. However, on average, if you don't hit the right cards for the matchup, so for example, if you hit only removal and you are playing against Omniscience, like you can instantly scoop, basically. And the same in the opposite way. If you are playing against Mono Red, you still have some plays, you can hit their hand, so it's a little bit better, because most of your cards can fight red cards in some way. However, your opening is a little bit slow, so you basically want to start with Bauble and then bounce it, then get 2 Pixie and then hit another creature. This is your good opening. If you whiff on this and just play creatures without good targets to bounce, of course your opening will be pretty slow. And Rhino, even though it's amazing, it's best when you have healthy early game, because then you can just push extra damage. If that's your only 3-drop for the whole game and that's the only creature in the board, they just Monster Rage over it or steamroll it and just go for this double strike. So you need to hit the right cards. However, I like the deck. I think it's decent. However, I would change few cards. We won't really talk about the sideboard. It's probably the usual, and we're not playing best of 3, so it doesn't matter too much. Sheoldred is amazing. But I think it's a little bit slow, and especially that you have Roadwatcher. So it's not a bad card, and sometimes it saves you, but you cannot get it back with Roadwatcher. It has no synergies with bounce. It's just a huge good brick of value. So I personally would probably get rid of it and include more removal. And I didn't like Overlord, even though the card is extremely good for this deck. It gives you stuff in the graveyard, like you can get something that is super cool for the next turn, and it also is a 5/5 alone. You can hardcast it for 5 mana. It has a ton of value for this deck. However, it isn't a removal spell, so, you know, that's a huge downside of this Mythic Rare. I personally would probably up the removal, because in many games, if you don't open with removal, you are instantly so far behind it's hard to come back. Loran was absolutely amazing. Sometimes she doesn't hit, of course, but then you can kinda try to trade her against something, you know, just get more or less 1-for-1, and it's okay. But when she hits, very often she just wins the game on the spot, and you can also force your opponent to draw a card, and you have tons of discards. So then you can actually get free cards with her. So I really like her. Maybe I would even consider playing 3 of her, but of course it depends how many artifacts and enchantments you see. Against mono reds, you know, she's kinda, you know. So I would probably just increase the bubbles, nowhere to runs, and maybe momentum breakers, because this is very versatile, and with Hopeless Nightmare and Priest you can kind of play a discard deck. So I would probably up those and remove those. That's my personal feeling. 25 lands. I got flooded a little bit, so I would probably test with 24 and maybe include some cool card like maybe Loran, maybe another Severance Priest. Yeah, Severance Priest might be something we won't play to 4 of, but you know, this is my feeling after the deck. Those were the changes that I feel after playing those games. We still beat the ladder in best of 1, so I'll take it. I hope you had a great time, and if you did, maybe it's worthwhile to subscribe and like the video. You support those videos, you get notifications, so you get the next cool deck. They will be pretty cool, and you know, that's a win-win for everyone. And jokes aside, I really want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys for being always here, for always being so positive, supporting the channel, and just being a cool bro. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for being here, and see you guys tomorrow.